Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Talk Through Thursday. I'm your host, Barkha Singh, and today I'm in conversation with Siddhi Mapsenkar. So, hi, Siddhi ji, how are you? It's so wonderful to have you on the show.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me. I have been watching your videos lately. It's sweet of you to invite me, and I look forward to our conversation here. Yeah.
Definitely, and thank you so much for gracing us with your presence, first of all. I mean, amazing you're looking, and of course, the behind picture of yours is fabulous. Have you created that?
So yeah, this is my studio in Mumbai, and my sister Riddhi. We started our label Mapsenkers in 2009, and yes, this is all designed by us. As you can see, this is the collection in print. This is our other couture collection. This is something you
It's so
should pop in
beautiful.
sometimes before you're in Bombay.
You know what? I've been really excited to chat with you because your journey with Chef and Maps Anchors, of course, is truly what connects to heart. I remember when I came across your profile, I was literally thinking, wow, this is exactly what a fashion industry needs. So you're really doing
Thank,
a brilliant job at that. Also,
thank you, thank
guys,
you.
let me tell you, she has managed to merge fashion with meaningful impact. That too in such a heartfelt way that I'm really excited and resonating with it. So I'm just so eager
Thank
to
you.
dive into your story now.
Sure. Let's begin.
When I think about your shift from the ground up, of course, I can't help but wonder what was that defining moment when you just felt that this vision of transforming fashion education was not just a dream, but a reality that could just touch so many lives?
I don't know. I always wanted to stay very close to my college. That's my alma mater, NIFT Mumbai. Although I have done just 1 year certification course from there, I took up the job of guest faculty and I would visit the college once in a week. And that was the beginning of my journey. I've done this kind of teaching for almost 12 years, traveling to different colleges. Then it just compounded, right? Doing workshops while I was running my brand. This was also something which I was truly enjoying. And when I started traveling to tier two and tier three cities, I saw that it is a real issue that most of these colleges forget about good faculty. They don't have enough faculty. It's like two three people teaching different subjects, or there are no specialists, there are no industry experts who are coming and telling them. So there was a wide gap between what is taught in the college to what is actually done in the industry. And of course, I always had this inclination ki, someday I will do maybe a video recorded classes and keep a bank of my knowledge on internet for people to access. But it was just something at the back of the mind. But 2020 pandemic happened. We were all back to square one doing nothing. So I was like, you know what, let me just do a workshop जो मैं colleges में करती हूँ. Let me just do an online workshop and let me see who all turn up. And I was surprised people showed great response. One thing led to another. It turned into a full blown company. Today, we call it the only fashion digital school that has done so well since pandemic. And yes, I named it SEFT. The journey has been phenomenal because the intent with which I had started it, I wanted to reach people who cannot go to fashion schools, or maybe who cannot afford fashion schools, or maybe are not at age group where they can go back to regular curriculum and formal education. So yes, I think online opened that wide door and everybody was receptive. It was received so well. Now we have so many tutors, or we have created so many jobs, and our team is across the country. The whole company is location agnostic, so it feels really good. It feels really good. Yeah.
So your dedication is really palpable and it's incredible to hear how your vision has came to life. Firstly, I would want to give three claps to you on that. I mean,
Thank
SEFT
you.
is definitely doing incredible work by providing affordable fashion education, of course, online. But I'm particularly interested in knowing how is it impacting women, especially those who might have otherwise faced barriers in entering the fashion industry, like you mentioned right now.
Sure, sure. So primarily, I had started this for students who can't afford it, but I was keenly surprised to see there were a lot of housewives who wanted to start a side hustle or do something, or were middle-aged women who were trying to navigate a different zone in life. The kids have grown up, they want to do something on their own, but they just can't shake up things and move to a college and learn the skills. We are also very surprised. We have engineers, we have architects, we have a lot of IT consultants learning from us because they are kind of done with their jobs, or
Yeah.
very 9 to 5 is something they have not enjoyed. They have made their money, they have had a successful career, and they want to start something on side. But I always say, before doing anything, get the skills, get the knowledge. And because thanks to internet and the online boom, there are such amazing resources available, and SEFT is doing an amazing job at providing affordable education. Unfair advantage which I have here is, I'm somebody who is in the industry for so many years now. I can make the path easier, right? I can tell you, don't do this, do this, and I'm very happy sharing that. A lot of my industry peers did not like it that I'm making it so out there, but I feel knowledge has to be shared. The struggles that I have gone through education, if I can minimize it for somebody else, I'm very happy to do it. Now it's become a full blown academy. There is no subject that is taught in the colleges which is not taught here. In fact, we are very up to date with our curriculum. We are also including new age softwares like Midjourney, Clo 3D, things which are not come into mainstream curriculum in Indian colleges. We are also doing that. It's been a very honest attempt to shake up
हाँ.
things in fashion education, and so far so good. Yeah.
तो वो कहते हैं ना कि अगर नॉलेज बांटते हैं तो वो और बढ़ती है. So you're doing a fabulous job at that, and balancing high-end fashion labels like Mapzenkers with a groundbreaking platform like Seft, of course, must be quite a task. So how do you keep that creativity flowing in both areas, and what keeps you inspired and motivated and maintain this balance of sanity?
Thank you. I would say, speaking about the brand, we do occasion wear. Okay. We are primarily into the category where we dress up people for reception, cocktails. Ours is a kind of a cyclical business. So we have certain months which are really busy, and certain months where I can balance it, do other things. And that's when I could travel to different colleges, do workshop and things like that. Sometimes I do get burnout, to be honest, because managing two businesses is not at all easy. But I would say I have done right hiring. There are a lot of people who are working as a team. It's just not me. It's all the teamwork, I strongly believe. Because, yeah, in the first year in the pandemic, I knew nothing about online businesses. I had started a difficult format. I was not recording session and selling. I was teaching them live. There are enough recorded sources available online. You have your Udemy's, Coursera's, YouTube videos. But I feel जो live में seriousness आती है, the
The
live
human
में community,
interaction,
exactly. There
that
is a whole
connect.
classroom, connect, interaction. I wanted to create that environment, which is very motivating. To be honest, I have watched so many recorded courses, and I don't end up doing that because there is nobody taking kind of, what do I say?
Check
There
on
is,
you.
yeah, like you want that when you are learning, you want to, and
Mhm.
there's so much peer-to-peer learning that also happens, right?
Yes.
So I was very sure that मुझे live format में ही सिखाना है. What is the point if people are not getting maximum juice out of it? And yes, then first year was, I learned a lot of things that time. And on the path, I met very good people who are amazing mentors and tutors at SEFT. Some of our students have also become tutors at SEFT. It has been a good journey so far. Yeah.
I must say, you're a true leader. You're not only dedicated about what you're doing, but also you're just appreciating your whole team. So this is definitely a quality of a lead by example leader. And of course, your passion and dedication are evident, not leaving behind the significant mark you're making on the fashion industry and now revolutionizing the fashion with the education with Zeft, right? Now, I have to ask you, your Celestial Goddess collection beautifully pays tribute to Hollywood glamour. So, is there a specific historical figure or the era that deeply influenced your fashions, and how did you bring that about in your inspiration and your work?
Yeah, that's a lovely question. I always got inspired by Hollywood beauties like Marilyn Monroe, Audrey Hepburn. I think these are really celestial goddesses, right? These women had so much of uniqueness about them, which I truly admire. So we decided to create each of the outfit dedicated to a particular Hollywood stalwart. And these are my personal favorites. It was obvious making a red sari for Marilyn because, of course, who else can navigate that color so sensually well and sophisticated. Yeah, it has been fun doing that because I always felt that woman looks the best in sari, no matter which woman. And most of these Hollywood actresses, we have never seen them in sari, but it was my imagination that what if a Marilyn Monroe or a Audrey Hepburn thought maybe someday they'll wear sari? How will their saris look like? And how can we have the ethos of Mavsenkar's style coming into that picture? That's what led to the collection called Celestial Goddesses.
Amazing work. You're not just creating fashion, you're also making a difference, of course, we can see. But I'm so fascinated about how you've blended your professional success with meaningful social contributions as well. Could you share a heartfelt story about a time when you saw that firsthand difference or the efforts which you have made the difference in someone else's life? I think knowing that would be really incredibly rewarding, I must say. Yeah.
So yeah, there are so many examples. We have a student, Pramita. She was somebody in her mid 40s when she joined us, and in 2 years she's come such a long way. She owns a boutique in Mumbai, doing very well for herself. We have a couple of other students who are not really economically strong. They were very good at cutting and stitching, but they didn't know the design element, and they were struggling with their boutique businesses and whatever they were doing. Doing cost from Seft elevated and helped them get the design in their clothing much evident. It really helped their businesses. There are so many villages and names of places, small towns, which I've never heard of existed. And it's so amazing that because of the power of internet, I can connect to these women and create a difference in their lives. Some of them have started work from home. They started making clothes for their friends and families, and now have turned it into a proper business. Some of them are teaching stitching to other women in their communities. Some of them are working with different designers, taking up jobs. Some of them are starting their own labels. So it's amazing that it's a different plethora of various professions coming up. And fashion is not only about making clothes, right? There are other verticals: fashion editor, fashion photographer, merchandiser. There are so many other verticals. You can be a full-time fashion illustrators. So a lot of housewives who cannot give like a full time to a career, but have enough time to maybe freelance or working from home, are becoming freelance fashion illustrators, consultants. We have a course in styling also. So a lot of the image consultants are also doing our styling course.
Fashion. Yeah.
So women in fashion, I feel it's one place we all enjoy, right? Where else do we
Why
so
not?
much
Yes.
color, excitement? And of course, having said that, it's not all rosy profession. We have hard days as well. It's a very cyclical profession also, in the sense if you are in an occasion where then there will be time in no season, you may not have work, markets change, trends change, cycles change. This is one business. And I always say that the thing about fashion, which I love and hate the most, it's the same thing, that it changes so fast, right?
So good. Yeah.
But that is the beauty, and that keeps us going. There is no monotony. You are working on the next collection. You bid a goodbye to the old collection, and it's like you are born again. So it keeps your creative juices on. There are more goods than the bads of this profession. I truly enjoy it. With my college years, it was almost 18 years that I'm in this field, and I thoroughly love it. It's something I wake up every morning, and I'm excited about. Yeah.
I think just like in the spiritual paths, we go after the unknown. Fashion is similarly unknown and we just go after it. And when we discover something new, it becomes a trend. Yeah.
Exactly, very well said. In fact, I feel fashion makes you very spiritual. Any business makes you more spiritual because there are so many unknowns. You go through, you have so many experiences, and of course, I just feel it just humbles you down in a good way. I always tell people, just you want to know life, just start a business. It will make, if nothing, it will make you a better person.
Yes. Definitely. But we won't let you leave without telling us about your career transformation. I get so fascinated that you started your career with computer engineering. I mean, I can't imagine that. Before you were just transitioning into fashion. Oh my God, that was quite a shift. I'm so curious what inspired you to make such a dramatic change in your career path, and how did your background in engineering influenced you to just move towards fashion?
Very good question, and I will go to the depth of it. It will be a long answer. My parents used to be worried, why is she not playing like a normal child? She just wants to study. So let me be honest, I was a nerd. I enjoyed studying. So academically, I was good. I was a state ranker in my 10th standard. I secured a medical seat and I also secured an engineering seat. But having said that, I always spoke as a child that I want to become a designer. First, I wanted to become a car designer. Then I was like, nahi, car designing nahi karni hai. Let's make clothing is better. And that was a time in 90s where I used to watch a American sitcom called Bold and the Beautiful. I don't know if you know about it, but it was about fashion houses that deeply impacted me. And today when I look back, I realize, oh my God, it is so amazing. And it's so, you have to be very careful what you consume because it really is a trajectory to your life, right? So I was so enamored by that show. It was about the fashion houses, and nobody knew the term fashion houses in India in 90s, And I was like, wow, ऐसा भी एक profession होता है, लोग office जाते हैं, कपड़े बनाते हैं. God, I want to do this. That was a thought, and I always discussed it with my father. I want to make clothes. He was like, okay, do what you like. And I want to go to Bombay. These were my childhood dreams. He said, just get a degree, jo bhi karna hai, and I'll let you go to Bombay. Obvious thing, medicine to nahi karni hai because it's a too noble a profession, taking it up and not doing it. So I said, I'm not doing medicine, though I was getting it. And people were like, you're stupid, you should go for medicine. I'm like, I come from that era where it was just medicine and engineering.
Yeah.
So I took up engineering and I navigated well. I would say engineering years were some of the best years of my life. My friendships developed over there. I met some amazing people. And yes, I came to Bombay, and the course I was looking to do, I missed that batch because of my passing out from engineering to NIFT starting that course. So I had a spare 1 year in between. I took up a job at Voltas in the IT department. And I worked there for 1 year, knowing that I'm moving ahead in fashion next year.
Okay.
And yeah, I think my father kept his promise. He said, "Me degree leke aao beta, I will let you go to Bombay." Having said that, if somebody says, "Will you do it differently?" I would say no. I think if you survive engineering college, you can survive anything in life, right? I think it really prepped me for the real world. I totally loved the experience. Engineers are designers in many ways, right?
That was the conversation I was just looking for, and it's been an absolute pleasure hearing your incredible journey and the kind of impact you're making on people. Thank you.
Thank you, Barkha, for having me. I absolutely enjoyed it. It was lovely afternoon talking to you.
It's been a delight having you on the podcast. Thank you.